Hello, and thank you for joining us once again on It's a Narrowboat Life. This final episode of the Thames journey and the end of the 2017 trip. Now, coming up in the spring, Mandy and I, and hopefully Rob, will be joining us on our journey back up the Grand Union, but this time we're going to go on the Shropshire Union, all the way up to Ellesmere Port and onto the Llangollen. That's our aim for 2018. But I just wanted to explain a little bit about this final video. Unfortunately, from Reading onwards, I started to have some camera problems, and I ended up doing a lot of filming on my iPhone, which unfortunately ended up being some really shaky footage because both my new bits of equipment were starting to fail on me, and they just weren't charging properly on the boat. So this is a very shortened version. We didn't get the footage of Windsor in the end, unfortunately, because that just disappeared. We also didn't get to find the footage of the electronic gates that we promised to show you, and I haven't been able to find that footage. I was hoping to find it as part of the final part of the edit. Unfortunately, none of that's happened, and all of the editing I've done in the last few weeks has been painstakingly trying to sort the videos where the cameras were just falling or failing on me in this last part of the journey. However, we have got a final version for you, and I hope you enjoy it. One other thing I wanted to mention that I know I didn't mention in one of the other videos was that the new Wi-Fi sender that I got off of the internet guys has been working brilliantly. However, I'm going to do a proper review of it back in May and certainly in June, when we'll be going back on the boat, because we didn't really get a chance to test it properly towards the end of last year. Having said all that, I really appreciate you following, and I really look forward to you joining me on our 2018 venture. Mandy and I are coming to the last part of our 2 weeks here in Almere, where we've been escaping the winter that I've seen so many of my fellow colleagues posting on their YouTube videos, and we've been very fortunate to enjoy a nice winter sunshine here. But until the next show, I hope you enjoy this one, and don't forget, you can follow me on Facebook, you can follow us on Facebook, and you can always keep an eye out on the YouTube for updates if you just subscribe. Until then, enjoy this video. Well, good morning. You find us here on the outskirts of Runnymeade, and we're heading towards Staines and then on to Walton-on-Thames on the penultimate day of our trip down the Thames. Tomorrow we will go to Hampton Court, have a wander around there, and then Tuesday we will leave the Thames and start heading back up the Grand Union. So we're here on this famous site of Runnymeade, and just over this side and just over here behind me is Magna Carta Island. Not sure if this is where the Magna Carta was signed by King John 1215, but it certainly changed the face of the United Kingdom and Great Britain as we know it now. And those of you who don't know your history, I will send a link below telling you what you can read about, what King John signed for in the Magna Carta. But that's history. This is now. We saw a little bit of Windsor yesterday, which was rather nice, a bit touristy, but Destiny's looking resplendent on this National Trust ground. We're going to carry on down the river and get to Walton-on-Thames. Just behind the trees and the traffic is a monument to the signing of the Magna Carta, and the National Trust website will give details of that, plus other places that you can see in this National Trust site. So while the weather remained good, we started to cast off and make our way to Hampton Court Palace. a couple of locks done. We're now at Chertsey Lock and we're taking advantage of the water point here. Topping up, across the bridge, go on here at Chertsey, and we're just only about 45 minutes away from Walton upon Thames, where we're going to stop for the evening. But we're taking advantage of filling up the water tanks while we can. We already emptied the L-Sand yesterday, which obviously is something we can do every now and then. But yeah, here we are at Chertsey. So at this point the microphone failed, but we actually arrived at Walton on Thames for the evening, and we found a nice little pub where we had some our evening meal and enjoyed a sunset. And the next day we finally made it to Hampton Court Palace. Managed to have a little wander around, saw the birthplace of Sir Christopher Wren, and there's some pictures we took here, and of course that was the restaurant that we went to in the evening, and one of Hampton Court Palace itself. And then very early the next morning we were up and heading towards the Thames Lock. Well, good morning. It is a Tuesday morning, bright and early. We've been up since 6, motoring from Hampton Court. Didn't show any of Hampton Court yesterday, but we're here at the Thames Lock. The Thames Lock at Brentford, and we're just waiting for the lock keeper to get us through. We've got 12 locks to do today, up the Hanley Flight, try and get to Ballsbridge, and a little bit away along the Paddington Arm. That's the plan for today, but the Thames has been completed and it's been a lovely journey. So now it's just the trip home. So with my main camera running out of battery, back on the phone. Yes, we are at the Hanley Flight, so looks like it's in our favour. Mandy's now going to do a sterling job getting through the 6 locks together. So here we go, Hanley Flight. Hanley Flight done, 1 lock to go. That lock there. So Hanley Flight done, and no locks now till Camden after this one. And that is us full circle on the Grand Union. And so the end of this season of the Thames, the Grand Union, the Grand Tour. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll be back in 2018. So having made our way to Ballsbridge, we turned the corner onto the Regent's Canal, and here we're crossing over the North Circular and back to over the aqueduct over the North Circular. Mr. O'Keefe going over his more than one aqueduct. I don't know. There you go, bye bye, North Circular. So there you go, that's the end of the Grand Union and the end of the Grand Union tour, already mentioned, but I thought, well, here we're going through the tunnel. We are now officially, this is bridge number 1 on the Regent's Canal. So we're going to go around past London Zoo to Camden and then back to Tottenham. So yeah, just a complete circle done again. Beautiful little moorings down here. And we did have some fun along the way, I must admit. So we're in Stoke Bruin. Yeah, we can go, yeah, we loaded this.
I've got my cheese.
You've got your cheese.
Got my cheese.
Take 3.
I've got my cheese.
Okay.